Hello, welcome back to the stream. I'm Junchan, and today we're continuing with some open sourcing of some work. Actually realizing that my header aren't properly showing up in my portrait view. So here we go. And yeah, still in Madrid and still going through some of the work that we've done on stream, a lot of the work that we've done on stream, and thinking about how to package this and put it online on GitHub. And also thinking about organizing my some of the stream exports to YouTube into playlists and whatnot. So we'll do a bunch of that today. So let's get started. All right, so let's see. First of all, let's take a look at the publishing that we've done the past few days. So we have now about 6 libraries, or maybe 5. Did I actually fork assert? I don't remember actually needing to fork assert, but apparently I did. But what do we have? Oh yeah, no, we do have 6. We have Rhine, Deny, Chronofold, Update Monad, Monad Action, and Update Monad Free. So this should all be published now. So let's see if I have other PureScript things lying around, but I think otherwise I want to see if I can push some of the Haskell work, or some, more precisely, maybe some of the next contribution we've done to some Haskell repos. But let's take a look first. What do we have? Our PureScript YouTube URL. Yeah, I remember doing this a while back. That's actually a way to get, it's related to YouTube DL, if I remember correctly. And I think it's just wrapping YouTube DL, yeah, in a little HTTP server using Hyper, or yeah, Hyper and Trout to serve routes. Yeah, I suppose I should have that out somewhere, right? Yeah, it makes total sense. So let's do a README and let's publish it. Okay, PureScript YouTube URL. Do I have a test? I do not. And I vendored PerSynSpago. Right, that's because I wanted to deploy this into an ARM machine. Yeah, so that's a lot of special things here. But let's go into the folder and run node index.js and see whether we can maybe whip up a little bit of documentation for it. So PureScript YouTube. That's not here. Where is it? It's in workshop. Okay. So let's go into workshop. Here. And PureScript YouTube, the URL. And if I node index.js, what do I get? It's listening to this port. And then, right, we want to do something like get a video ID. So let's pick a YouTube video, for instance, this one. Maybe let's just open it and take the ID. And so if I do get the ID and format, how does this work? YouTube ID and format. Home and pre-flight. Yeah, that's because I was using this underneath a WebRTC streaming tool, I believe. So that's the API that it's adjusted to, but I don't remember what format should be, but I think it's related to something we get from YouTube DL. But So get info, blah blah, format. Oh, dash dash format. Interesting. Let's see if we can find some logs about this. Maybe not in here, but maybe here. No. There we go. Yes. So I think, yeah, list formats of the video, that would be one way. So do I have YouTube DR here? I do not. So let's install it globally. And then YouTube DL, right? No. Use npm.im YouTube DL exec instead. Huh. Well, that's not great. But let's see. What's here? Use npm and it's DL exec, and yeah, apparently that's what we need. So let's give it a shot. And apparently that doesn't help. Oh, yeah, no, that doesn't seem to help. So maybe npx YouTube DL. How about that? So no, and exec, still no. I suppose it doesn't install a Node version that would wrap the Python library, apparently, and we need to execute it that way, it looks like. Which I suppose is fine. We can maybe create a small helper script then in the library here. So maybe instead of index, we say new file, and we'll call it format.js, and then YouTube DR row, and then pass the arguments. So I don't even remember how we do that. The JS arguments. Process.argv have, what would it be? 2, right? Yeah, we can do this. Const args, and then call this args 0, and dump single JSON. That's not really what we want. We want format, and I suppose URL, no warnings. Maybe that's enough. Dump single JSON. Dump JSON. Maybe we remove this. Running the subprocess. We don't really care about that, and then it cancels the subprocess after 30 seconds. Okay, so if I node formats, right, okay, so let's just execute YouTube DL. Row was not a function at the time, so let's use getInfo. And maybe make arg0 suppose we want this, and args0, and well, I suppose we don't want a particular format, so maybe we just try this and see what's up. We have a dot, and okay, I suppose it's not using a subprocess. It's a request, and it takes a callback. Okay, so let's add a callback here. Okay, yeah, I think all of this was already there. Okay, and yeah, on error, throw error, and on success, console log for error. Let's try that. Okay, what do we have now? JSON, incomplete YouTube ID. Ah, yes, that's right, because we need to pass some video ID now, so let's do that. And yeah, still not good, so how about like this? Ah, yes, well, at least the ID is now in the right spot, but unable to extract video data. Right, there's a D there that shouldn't be here. So that could be because they change the API all the time, and therefore I might need to use the YouTube DL exec, which would mean I would need to use it also inside my function. So maybe this is not worth it, because it's really super specific to my API. I'm not sure whether I need to continue with this right now. Let me put this in the README. Used YouTube DL npm module, which got deprecated in favor of YouTube DL exec with a different API. Started to port, but not sure of the relevance at this point. And let me write it before that. So small Node.js endpoint to provide MP4 URL for YouTube, IDs or video or audio streaming URL for YouTube IDs and a specific format. And you know what, I'll still publish it. Mark it as work in progress. I'll create a usage and warning here saying node index.js will do this, and then probably just curl bar. Yeah, I need to do it from another window. Curl blah, and suppose we can place it like so. And providing a YouTube ID and format ID. Warning, broken. PR welcome. Okay, so do I have git ignore? Yep. And so let's just git init, and let's oh, okay, yeah, that's an error. That's where I want to git init. And let's create a repo for this. Small API endpoint to returning video and audio streams for YouTube IDs and formats. That's really what it is. And then we add and commit oh, I did add my person. Yeah, I suppose maybe that needs some explanation here. Vendor folder is included for ARM64 target. Docker file with ARM64 target. Okay. And looks fine. And we just need to add the remote. And git push -u origin master, and we should be good. And I realize I don't have my chat up there, so let's get it on, as Marvin Gaye would say. Okay. And yeah, so should be up. Yeah, good. So that's one other thing. Then Streamline, I suppose Streamline is this. Yeah, Streamline is a Haskell project. I should just get it out there. It's nowhere near ready, but it's been something I've been working on. So also makes me think that I think this is streaming tool Registreamer basically. So I should point to the Twitch stream here, looking on Twitch, YouTube playlist of past streams, and so that would be an example of, I suppose, something I might need to do playlist for. So let's check the channel. Yeah, indeed, I don't have a playlist for that, so that's a good idea. Playlist. Streaming tools. No, I do have a playlist for that. I have an early playlist, which was mostly design thoughts, and maybe I should create a new playlist specifically for the GStreamer and Haskell series. So let's do that. Playlists. And a new playlist. Streamline. GStreamer, Haskell. Streaming tools. Okay, and now I think if I go to this and edit here, add videos, YouTube videos. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think 9 unfortunately disappeared in the ether, but we have 10. We have 10 twice, which we clearly don't need. Let's see if we can remove that. Yeah, it's one of those two, so I think that's the one that we want to delete. And let's double check, reloading here. Yeah, okay. So that's the playlist. And yeah. So that's also good because it uses the Flake Nix package, the new Flake Nix package command. Okay, so let's add this onto YouTube. Call it Streamline, and that would be experiments on streaming tools with Haskell and GStreamer. Okay, and yeah, I think this all looks good. I think maybe I want to say a little bit more about my thoughts, aiming to follow in the footsteps of GI GTK Declarative by Oskar Wickstrom, by finding a graph data structure we like, 2, using this graph data structure to represent the diffable state for a declarative pipeline API. GStreamer pipeline API. That's basically where we're at, except that also what we've looked at for data structures were things like, let's see, we have those here. This is in design. We tried stuff with matrix. I tried stuff with the graph package, I think. Where was that? Design? Not that I can see. Engine. No, engine I think is just the basic stuff, maybe in declarative. Yes, data graph adjacency list. Yes, so we tried data.graph, I think, which is the graph package, and let's check that. Graphs, commit graphs. Yeah, that's right. Data.graph. Okay, graphs. Package. Okay, I think I have extensive logs about this, so let's free arrows. Log streaming, free arrows, try arrows, fast, Alga is another one, yeah. Here, yeah, Alga. The algebraic graphs, package, Alga. Okay, it's called algebraic graphs, algebraic graphs. Yeah, I suppose there's no need to have a version here, right? Right. Algebraic graphs. See free arrows. Free arrows, which comes from HH3 or right. I think that's, I don't know. First free arrows. Yeah, free arrows from Piponi. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty involved. Free arrows from Piponi's blog post. Then HH arrow from I should have the declarative GTK programming blog post also there. Like so. Okay, that's not useful. And boom. Okay, that's not here. I'm looking for this, I think the Stack Overflow post. So maybe it's here. Yeah, it's Stack Exchange. Maybe not. Is that the one? No, it is not. Sensible free arrows. It's different. Design. Pretty sure it was in Stack Overflow. Yes, free arrows. There we go. That's the one. Yes, indeed. And that's yes, sword vicious. There we go. Higher. What do you call them? They're high kinded free arrows. I think it's probably fair to call them higher kinded free arrows. Higher order free functors. Okay. Higher order free arrows. Oh boy, I can't even believe I'm doing things like that. From Shord. Let's make sure we get Shord's name correctly. Visha. Parametric higher order abstract syntax. Oh my god. And that we haven't started on yet, but right, no, but hold on, there's extensible free arrows in the middle. Oh boy. So many things. Okay. Here. Higher order free arrows. There's also, I suppose, yeah, maybe D. Extensible free arrows. Higher order free arrows. Parametric higher order abstract syntax. Which is, I think, yeah. Right, there's structured graphs. Where is that? I think there's a video for that, but do we want the video or Bruno Oliveira? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's what we've been using, so it makes sense for our structured graphs. Here, and then maybe F. 3 arrows. And did I even see anything like this? I'm not sure, but maybe there is something like that. That's for free. Are these first 3 arrows? I don't know, and I don't know if that can be done. For theoretical questions, blah. Did I just imagine that, or did I pick it up somewhere? Paying 3 hours with score free. Go 3 arrows. So I'm not sure where I got this idea from. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's even a thing. Okay, so let's just list it as something with a question mark. Okay, so I think that's good. I'll add all the things and maybe remove the trace file. Oh well, this compiled file that I probably don't need as well, source 3arrow.hi. Yeah, to be honest, they don't need to be here. Okay. I should maybe write a note. So right now, Nix develop. Okay, yeah, I should write a note about what this thing does. Usage, blah. Right. Enter the Nix develop shell. Then run with a video file, which will pass it to. It passes it to the engine, which is a simple source decode conv sync pipeline. File source, decode bin, video convert, auto video sync. GStreamer pipeline written in Haskell. Running in Haskell. Right. Thoughts. The idea is to have a declarative interface to the underlying graph of GStreamers pipelines in order to modify running pipelines, including GStreamer editing services, GS timelines, to reproduce OBS NAE features in a more modular and dynamic way. Okay, I suppose this can go at the top. That's kind of the idea of the project. Good. So let's commit initial commit and explain the idea. Okay, so now we don't have a remote, no, but we can have one right now, and push origin master. And boom. And so now this should be parsed as something that's Haskell, but it is what it is. So, oh yeah, so structures, do I want to push this? You know what? Maybe I do. I did put quite a lot of work to try and get this to run. And did it run mostly? Yeah, this I tried for something else. I mean, what I should do is fork add structure and then push this onto it with the diffs. I tried to run the benchmarks, and the benchmark did run in the end. So I did manage to run some of the work. But obviously, a lot has changed since then, and I had to comment a lot of things out. But maybe it will be useful for a denizen of the internet who one day tries something similar as I did. So let's do that. Let's fork. And then let's add a remote for the fork. Fork git structures.git, and then let's git status. And there's a few things that are listed as right, because I did create a branch for that. And so that's, I think, is the branch that worked. So let's just add all the things, except this new style, like we don't want that. So let's just git add source. Then, let's see. What did I end up? Okay, diff. I think it's the kebab project file that matters here. So in the end, I only kept vector and hybrid vectors forked. So that's pretty good. So let's remove this. And so in theory, if I just remove the .git file, let's go into vector here and see what I did here. I detached version 0.10.93 and I had to do a bunch of modifications. So I could go the route of trying to put these are Git submodules, fork those, or I could just vendor them. I think I'll just vendor them because that's going to be the fastest. Even though it's a little bit unclean. So if I git add hybrid vector, that doesn't appear. So apparently my trick didn't work. I wonder why not. Maybe I need to be using, no. Is that in the git ignore? It is not. I'm not sure what's happening here. Do I just have to completely get rid of this? That sounds so weird though. Why? Oh, it's already a submodule for you? It is. Okay. So git transform submodule to folder and submodule git submodule minus cache blah delete reference to submodule head and .git modules, more git modules. There's no git modules, okay. And then submodule, like remove the git file and then add the thing. Okay, so let's try and do that then. Ah yes, that seems like that's the way to go. And then we add vectors and vectors. And there we go. We've rendered things, and I'm going to also git rm. Okay, let's restore staged. And then git add again. And well, I think I need to rm cached again, probably, and then add again. Yeah, and now, yeah, now that looks better. Good. So git commit vendor vector and hybrid vector. And it's vector, as we said, at 10.9.3, or like, let's see where it was. And I didn't check which version hybrid vector was at. 0.10.9.3. Yeah, I think we could just say 0.10.9.3 and hybrid vector. And git add benchmarks, status, git add git ignore, I suppose. The other things we don't need. The kebab file we definitely need. Or the kebab project too, actually, but hold on. Kebab project, I presume we already have. So it's the structures.kebab. And commit. Okay, fine. Let's do it step by step. Staged. Structures.kebab. So at this point, we just only keep benchmarks of cache oblivious structures that build. Then add structures.kebab, git commit, pin version of vectors, and explain fork. And now we git push fork master, or yeah, master. No, yeah, okay. So we need to push that guy, the crazy guy, and then maybe we'll make it the default in the fork. And okay, yeah, in case I wanted to create a pull request, but I don't think we want to. I think we want to just make that the default here. Branches and default branch, and we make that guy the default. No, we cannot rename. New branch already exists. Yeah, that's not what I wanted actually. I wanted to make this branch the default branch. How do I do that? Manage access. Okay. Who has access? Webhook, law, action environment, secret pages. To merge, I actually do want to enable issues just in case. And yeah, so I suppose I should just merge it to my master and be done with it. Git checkout, master, git merge, blah, git push, fork master. And boom. Oh, we have a junctions and lenses here. So let's remove those. Git cached, junctions and lens. And yeah, hybrid vector we do want, and that's it. Git commit, remove unneeded submodules. And we push. And we push to fork. Okay. So I suppose, I don't know if it makes sense for me to think about advertising this, but I'll just leave it like that for now. Types, what was this? What is my attempt to try and explain why types are important? It might have been. But streamline is what we have. Stream, I think, is just a bunch of text files. Play, yeah, well, yeah, that's something I haven't really, I mean, actually, I am kind of using this now in my prototype. So I suppose maybe I want to push browser code-of-fold. Have I pushed browser code-of-fold? I don't think I have. Yeah, I want to pin a few things here. I want to pin streamline. I want to pin pure script update monad. Pure script deny monad action. Yeah, that's not bad. That's archived. Some Haskell, blah blah. Okay. And oh, it's been an hour already. I did get accelerate examples to run with a Flake file. So I think that should also be published for sure. Actually, I should maybe even consider doing a pull request on that, but let's think about that later. But I do want to fork it, so accelerate examples, GitHub, fork, and then I want to add the remote. And right, there are a few things here because I've also started to work on implementing the Barnsat algorithm. But the really important thing, in my view, is the flake.mix file. That I think is the first contribution, but right. This is a bit of a mess. Maybe I need to do a bit of cleanup here. So this is not going to be needed. Okay, maybe I'll commit everything to, what do I do? Commit this to a fork, to a branch. Let's be a little bit adventurous. I mean, we know these things are commented out, so we don't need them. You know what? I shall leave you. But I think this is really the main, and this is not packaged for accelerate, it's for accelerate examples. And this is self-sufficient, right? I don't think this depends, or does it depend on the local CUDA? It does depend on the local CUDA, and I think the local CUDA also has a flake file. Yes. So. Plus, this was really meant for NixOS and some very specific. No overrides here, though. Interesting. Some very specific. I don't think I need any of that then. Okay, well. Let's make it like so. And that's it. Obviously that's not going to work unless I publish this CUDA online and then I add it to the Kebab project file, which I suppose I can do. So I just need to also fork the CUDA library, and then I need to do a I need to see what the syntax is for Kebab project and Git repo. And source repository, that's like this. Okay, so let's do it. So first, CUDA, and so do I fork the Haskell CUDA package? I suppose I do. Package CUDA, boom, and boom, and fork. Even though that's going to be version, which version is going to be? Oh no, it is 10.2. Excellent, excellent. So, so let's see the CUDA, and then let's remote and do the things. CUDA. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's the only thing we need to add, really. And we say add. I might need to add the flake.lock though. Why isn't that proposed? I'm not sure. But I think I do. And then I'm using this Vulkan package. Specific GHC version. Yeah, I suppose I should add a note here. This fork builds CUDA on NixOS with a. I would need to put exactly the name of my video card. GTX 10, it's a Titan XP. NVIDIA Titan XP. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let me write this down here. This fork builds CUDA on NixOS with an NVIDIA Titan XP graphics card. And I push to fork. Yeah. -U fork master. There's new stuff in there since August, I imagine. That makes sense. Well, I suppose I can just pull. It does not. That is a little bit weird. It's called master. Okay, let's check that I added the remote here. I did. But fork master doesn't exist. Maybe it's because I used kebab package or unpack, I think, to get this here, and I think I then git initted the repo, so I didn't actually work from the remote. So let's actually let's actually just pull the code directly. Git clone, boom, and then just copy the flag file and maybe just diff, just to make sure. Maybe diff -r. And it's lowercase r. And what do we have here? So So no stack files here. And then quite a bit of differences, to be honest. Runtime stream CHS. It's hard to tell. It could be just formatting, to be honest. Could very well be just formatting. Let's just copy the Flake file and say that that's good. And then let's copy the README, and then commit as I wanted to, and then push. There we go. We have that Flake file, then you README with the info about building the thing. And so now in theory, in Accelerate, I should be able to use the syntax for Kebab project, which is something like so. And git, and it would be Matsushita / CUDA, and the tag would be the current commit, which is this guy. And there we go. So now, if I go back to Accelerate examples and check out what we have. How are we going to do this? Probably start with the Flake and the Kebab file. I deleted the stack file, but that doesn't really matter. Flake.lock. Yeah, let's start with that. So git add flake.star. Add sure, why not stack.yaml? I mean, let's see, what do we have in stack.yaml? We don't have a stack.yaml. Why do you say it's a new file? That doesn't make sense, but okay. Yeah, we want to add the Kebab file, and we want to add the Kebab project, and then why not the default and shell Nix. And then we want to restore stack.yaml, because I don't know why that's a thing, but good, now it's deleted. And I did change something in the monitoring file, apparently. What's that? Yeah, I'm not sure that's needed. That was just some troubleshooting. Quite a lot of modification apparently in the other file, but I suspect that's just formatting. I know, yeah, it's a few things I did like refactored here. Okay, so let's commit this first. Build on NixOS with forked CUDA for Titan XP. Yeah, I suppose I shouldn't have added those Barnhut thingies, but that's fine. And then just add the examples, maybe the git ignore. Yeah, and say work in progress, implementing Barnhut algorithm. And Did we add the remote? We did. So git push fork master. Are we not on master here? On branch tune, I see. Well, git checkout master, git merge tune, and git push fork master. All right, and now in accelerate examples, yeah, we have 2 commits ahead, and I'm going to pin that because that's something I want pinned. It's accelerate examples. Boom. This guy. No, here. There's too many already, probably. Let's remove monoid action, I suppose, and accelerate example. There we go. And I'll put the Haskell stuff up there. I'll explain how things are. I'll explain the change description in here. Fork to build on NixOS with NVIDIA GPU. Here. And yeah, great. I think that's good. It's a good place to stop. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you probably on Thursday for maybe some more wrapping up of publishing libraries and so on, or maybe back to some PureScript. See you later.